tuning in. It's awesome that you're here again, and I'm just going to get straight to it because I want to keep it down in time this week. Before I get into it though, I just want to say, the reason why I do these videos is so that you can go back and watch individual parts as I'm doing them. And like some people have said, it might be easier if you just upload a finished question or show us a question that's finished. That's it would definitely be easier for me as well, but the problem with that would be that you wouldn't see the process, and the process is everything when learning. So sometimes you want to rush through, but just make sure that you see every step, because every step makes it easier in the future. Okay, so let's get to week 10. So this first section is pretty simple. Looking at it, what you have to do is you have to work out the area of this house design. Things that are complicated about it. If you look at this has a 6.6 meters wide. So to get the radius, so you can use the formula to figure out the area of a half circle, which is just half of the area of a circle, by the way, guys. You would have to first get the radius, which is half of 6.6. And it's the same with this one here. This one's got a 1 meter radius, of course. No, does it? No, it doesn't. It's got a 1 meter radius, not a 1 meter. So that one's good. So this one's got the diameter of 6.6, but this one's got a 1 meter radius. I actually did make this. I'm just stumbling over my words. So that's going to be the radius that you're going to put into your formula for this one is 1 meter. So it's going to be quite easy for you. The radius for this one is going to be half of what 6.6 is. To get the area of this square is pretty easy. You're going to get 4.5, and then you have to find the length of this side, because the length of this here is the inside length at 6.6. So to find the length of this side, which is pretty simple, what you would do is see how this is 3.5 here, and there's 0.5 there. You would subtract the 0.5 from this 3.5, which would give you 3, and add it to the 4.2. I'm not going to tell you the exact number there. You should be able to figure that out. 3.5 minus 0.5, and then add 4.2 will give you the length of this side here. This part here is a triangle. Area of a triangle formula, which is base times height. Base times height. And divide it by 2. So you're working out the area for this whole thing. Okay? Excellent. I'm realizing I'm running out of battery already. That's wonderful. But I'll try and keep that's a good thing to keep my videos short. I want to show percentage. I'm on 5%. Let's get it done before I run out of percentage. Okay, so then these next questions. They're pretty simple. Again, once again. Solving problems using multiplication. Blue is for everybody. I want everybody to have a go at the blue. Yellow is a harder revision of what we did last week. When I mean harder, I mean it's not probably harder than what we did last week. Last week had some ridiculously hard questions towards the end, but it's harder than the blue stuff. And then red is, again, revision. I expect you to use long division if you want to try it. I'm calling it only for the extreme. It's semi-ridiculous. So don't go bothering yourself about it. It's not worth panicking over. It's just something for those who are really aiming high. And it is high. There's sometimes some tricks in them. I've put a few little tricks in them that might help make it easier to solve, but that's something I know and you can maybe find out once you've done them. Anyhow, so let's have a look at this first line of blue, because we're going to look at a different way of solving problems. A slightly different way of solving long division problems rather than using long division. So we'll take this first example, which is 174 divided by 6. So 174 divided by 6. I'll write it down. I'm actually going to do this one because why not make your life easier? 174 divided by 6. Now, if you're working out with long division, you'd start. But this way is it's a bit different to that. Instead of doing that, you're going to use your normal times tables and go up in groups of 10 till you get as close as you can to this number. So for example, our 6 times tables, well, 6 times 10 is 60. So the process behind these is just using that system. So you go 60, 120, and then, so that's 10 times 6, that's 20 times 6. So it's just using that, literally going up. And then we'll go to the next one, which is 180. Which is 30 times 6. So that's what. Now it doesn't fit to 180, as you can see. But if you subtract one lot of 6 off that, it is the grand total of 174. So all these problems are based around that idea, 29 being the answer. That 6. All of them are all based around that idea of just, it's going to be, you can go up your whatever times table. So like this one, you go up your 7 times tables. This one here, you go up your 7 times tables. And use that to inform your things. This last one here is actually probably a valid one, so let's have a quick look at that, and then we're done. So let's have a look. Quick look at that. So it was 0.3 and 102. So of course when it's 0.3 and 102, I could also make it 3 and 1020. Or just make it 102 divided by 0.3. But let's go, so let's think of it like this, and then we'll, so 0.3 times 10 is 3. Times 10 is 3. So times 30, so times 100, we're going to add a 0 to it. So it'll be 30. And it really is just thinking like this. It's just a different way of thinking that I'm trying to introduce you to. So 30, I can go up in 30s quite easily. 30, 60, 90, which takes me up to 300. Just going over that again. 300 times 0.3 is 90, because 30 times it, 100 times 0.3 gives me 30. So 300 is 90. Now I could go up in groups of 10 from there, because I'm only 12 off. So 310 would be 93. And so on. And you would find out that it actually takes you 340. 96 would be 320. 99 is 330. 102 equals 340. And that's the answer to that. So all of those problems there, they can all be solved using this method of just multiplying up your 10 times tables. And the reason why we did that is because, and the reason why I've done those is it's not so formula based, but some people really enjoy that way of working. For me, I prefer to just put something into a box and use long division. But that's really good for some people. So just to clarify, these questions, the yellows, you need to use long division. The reds, definitely a long division, but not everybody has to do it. The blues are for everyone, and I want you to try this new method of, getting to as close as you can to that number by multiplying tens and then working it out from there. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. Trying to keep it short.